G'day Larry gang, and welcome to the new members who probably just saw Muselk's latest Deathrun video. This is well, for starters, a welcome video. Welcome to the channel. Stuff happens here. Enjoy your stay. I figured a way to welcome you would be to explain my reasonings behind each level of the Deathrun that I made for him, and talk about places where I went wrong, places where I could have done better in making him want to cry, and my plans for a 2.0 Deathrun, because I really do want to make him quit. I got Fresh to quit, but on the bonus level, so technically he kind of beat it, but at the same time he still quit the game without finishing the final bonus level. Muselk, on the other hand, he completed the whole thing, got to the very end, so we're going to be trying to make that happen. We're going to make him quit. I'm determined to do it. See him quit one Deathrun, and that was, I think, Scissor's 3.0. He got to, I think it was like level 16 or something on Scissor's Deathrun 3.0. Mind you, that was a really long Deathrun. That was not really hard in the sense that each level was insanely difficult. His reason of quitting Scissor's Deathrun 3.0 was mental fatigue, not this is hard, I can't do it. I want to make him quit because it is hard and he can't do it, not because of mental fatigue. So, let's get straight into it. Okay, so we spawn into level 1, as you guys saw before. This level originally, when we were designing it, when I say we, I had my roommate help me out with it a bit. He also edits for Muselk sometimes. So he's seen some of the Deathruns as well that Elliot's done. And I have also edited probably, I'd say close to 20 Deathruns of Muselk. So I basically try to bring up a history of all the different Deathruns where he hated aspects of certain levels. So for level 1, I want to do something that was different to all the other level 1s that currently exist. So all the other level 1s, they're either insanely hard or they're insanely easy. I wanted to do something that was short but hard to kind of make up the two. Whenever Muselk comes into a Deathrun, he'll quite often say, like when he's on a level 1 that's very difficult, he says, "Oh my god, Fresh, this is level 1.
Fresh, are we botting out on level 1? We can't bot out on level 1. Fuck!
So this level 1 here, obviously we had to have doorways involved in it. It isn't a Muselk Deathrun without doorways. First level, I decided to have it so then we had like a semi-hard jump to start off with, like the hitbox on this is quite small. We originally actually had it in the corner here, so you had to jump up and then jump through, but upon testing we realized it was a bit too hard to do. We figured out something interesting. With traps, they have different hitboxes. If you have it on the ground, you can actually bait them out. Like, you can stand about here and not actually get hit by the trap. But if it's on the roof, if you're standing here, you will definitely get hit by the trap. That was something that we kind of figured out about halfway through making the Deathrun. We wanted to design a level around that whole feature. You come into here, and obviously it's like, wait, where do I go from here? You know, you bait out the traps, you run in, like, wait, what? We know Elliot hates choices in Deathruns, because if he makes the wrong choice, then he has to restart the level. And that does start to infuriate him. And so this one here, we decided, well, you have to try and figure out which is the real fake trap. Once you do figure that out, though, we all know he hates hidden traps. So I added an extra trap here, and it's extra evil because when you walk through, it's kind of too late. You're already within trap distance to die. So you got to try and bait it out at the right moment and then come through, and then you go through the boosters. Now, level 2, he hates ice. He hates traps. You know, he's okay with boosters. He just hates ice and traps. So we decided to stick this in. But I haven't actually seen any ice trap booster things that also have the movement speed multiplier. So we decided to add that in because, well, it added a little bit of an interesting kind of anti-gravity thing to it. As I said earlier, he hates multiple choices in Deathruns because obviously it takes a lot longer to figure out. We decided to have these rooms resemble level 1 because we wanted to induce a sense of fear into him early on. My cat just jumped on me and he smells like shit. Are you okay? When you first come out of the jump, each and every room looks the same. It does induce a sense of despair straight away because it's just like, oh, I'm going to be here for a while. Not only do I have to jump up the ramp and align myself to the door, I also have to figure out which is the right door. And because each door is at a different height, it requires a different movement each time you got to try and fit into a new door. You can't get that muscle memory in the key movements like you do with other Deathrun levels when you're trying to grind it out to complete it. They tried every door except the last one, so I call this level quite a success. And when you do get the final door, you come to this one here. I love this though because I stuck the sign here saying go, go, go to add a sense of urgency, like, oh crap, no, the level's not over. You still have ice on your feet, therefore there must be something to continue on with the ice. So you run down here and...
Yeah! No! Oh! No, no, no! Oh, no!
Unfortunately, I have to actually wait for the ice to finish defrosting before you can jump down. So Kaz was here. This is because this was my roommate. He made this level. Obviously, I had some input into it, but most of this was his idea. Anyway, so you impulse up. You have to land right dead on this pad here. So Muselk has mastered max range impulse grenades. So I didn't want to do anything absolute max range. It needed to be something where you had to try and impulse on an exact position. So you couldn't just chuck the nade down and know that if I hit it max range, I'm going to land it. You actually have to put some brains into it. So when you land on here, obviously these traps kill you unless you jump as soon as you land. And then right at this moment here, you have to crouch, chuck the impulse grenade down, and then fly directly into the doorway. They spent a long time on this level. Fresh did it first. He was the first to complete this level, but then Elliot completed it second. When you get to this point, the level is not over. You have to fly up on the launch pad and get into that tiny little doorway just there. But this is a little bit more evil because it's not your standard doorway. It's a customized doorway where you can't actually jump in it. If I try and jump, there's barely any room to jump. You gotta try and activate your glider at the exact moment in order for you to hop in. Now, obviously, we stuck the sign to say check everything because obviously there is a trap here, but we just wanted him to be extra careful just to put him on edge, you know? So level 4, this one was actually kind of a throwaway level because level 4 originally, we had actually designed a room to be entirely dedicated to zombies, and you were given a grey pistol to fight off the zombies in order to get to the next room. But it was very buggy. We had zombies spawning in other levels that we didn't want spawned in there. For some reason, the radius of the zombies that we had them spawning in was leaking into other levels when the indicator said it wasn't. We just decided to stick a room full of traps and have traps that you fell through in lots of different situations. So you kind of had to try and figure out the right way to get through it. And the right way to get through it was to bait out the first trap when you're at the door, which is a standard. You got to bait it out anyway. Then you got to jump over to the corner here, run across, bait out that trap, and then you fall down, bait out this trap, bait out the next trap, and then crouch and walk up. Now, obviously, Fresh completed this level here. Like, you can do it this way. We added 2 different exits to make it seem a little bit more, I don't know, like there was a right and wrong way, but really they were both the right ways. This part here, Elliot got lucky and basically did this like his 3rd or 4th go or something. So we added 2 ways to complete this level. One was to, you know, get a hoverboard and fly it directly into the hole here, which is what Muselk did, and Fresh did in the end as well. Or you could do it the easy way. Trust me, this way is far easier. I don't know why they didn't attempt this. Like, obviously, I won't be able to do it straight away, but basically, if you hopped off the right moment, it's actually very easy. If you're up in the top of the roof when you hopped out of the hoverboard, you could very well easily land right on here where you needed to, and then you just bait the trap, grab it, and launch yourself into there. And it was definitely far easier than what Fresh was trying to do, and Elliot had accidentally done. Fresh spent a long time on here, a bit too long. Anyway, level 6. So level 6, this one was an oversight. I completely forgot about spawn and vulnerability, and when you jump up through here, you can just sprint all the way through. No, level 7 was basically the same thing. This level here, I wrote these words of banned. Like in the previous video, this is a complete replica of a level that he did in the quadcrasher Deathrun 2.0 video. So here's a small clip.
Elliot, come in.
Oh my god! Oh my god, you actually blocked me! You actually blocked me!
Now, this level, I was a bit disappointed in. I was expecting him to work a lot harder on this than intended. Anyway, they both completed it kind of flying colors, and I added a sign here saying no cheating, because before they cheated it by strafe jumping into it.
Okay, I'm here. I'm above. Oh my god! Far freaking out. I want to die.
And so I added a little bar just here to stop them from doing that. But they both completed it pretty quickly, so this level was unfortunately a tad bit of a throwaway level. I'm happy about this level here. To my surprise, downhill traps are harder than I thought they were going to be for them. Turns out, in Deathruns, most of the time, it's just trap tunnels, and then you go up like that, and then it kind of keeps going up and gets to the next level or something. Very few death runs seem to have these kind of trap levels where there's a trap underneath the ramp as well. And so they spend a lot longer than I thought on this. Now, the whole point of this level was you had to do it as fast as possible, otherwise the poison will hit you twice and kill you. Elliot complained that this was bugged out, but this was actually on a glitch that I abused on purpose. So in the video, he's claiming that these sidewall traps here are bugged out and they don't activate. I knew about this bug already, and I put them in there because I want it to be a rough indication of where you could bait the traps. Because obviously, when you're baiting it like this with no other indication, it's a lot harder to see the exact point where you're going to bait. But the wall traps, they actually allow you to see it a little better. So it's a harder trap tunnel than normal, but it's not as evil as it would be if you couldn't see the traps at all. Now, this level here, Muselk also claimed this was impossible. So he hates ice, he hates traps, and so I decided to make a level where you're forced to wait, because levels like that still really do frustrate him. And it's also quite unique. I don't think I've seen many levels where you have to wait like a long time for the ice to fall out. And obviously there's only one point where you can wait for the ice to go out, and 2 people couldn't fit in here. So it added to the frustration of multiple people. You had to wait for one person to do it while the other one kind of got impatient and started trying to do it with the ice on, which is a terrible idea. The level is designed in a way that you cannot do it with ice. You have to wait till you don't have ice anymore. So you bait out the trap, you hop up onto here, bait out that trap, and then Elliot, for some strange reason, kept walking up to here and then jumping up and going through it like that. That's not how you complete level. I told him you have to jump from the bottom like this and then jump as you're in the air as well. So you kind of have to spam jump like you're bunny hopping. This level does require a lot of skill. It's very hard to do. See, there you go. I think I just flew then, but you get the idea. It boosted me in the right way and I hopped over it. They spent an awful long time on this because they actually thought the level was broken and it was impossible to do, and they were getting frustrated by that. And so I call that level a success because they called the level broken and impossible to do. And as a Deathrun designer, it is the best compliment for someone to say the level is broken, but you know it is possible to do. So this level here, this one, I didn't actually put much thought into. I just needed something to join up 11 to 12. So this is just your standard trap tunnel thing. You know, you get bait out the traps as normal. But then when you get up to this point here, it's kind of like, yeah, it does go on for quite a while and it will send people insane. Now, this part of the level here, I designed it in a way for it to be the final moment where it was going to cause some nightmares to happen. So Muselk, he fell for this perfectly.
I am having a great time playing Fortnite Battle Royale Fresh. I'm having a great time playing Fortnite Battle Royale by Epic Games. And in fact, I think I might be about to beat the level, but in reality, something's probably going to go terribly wrong on this final one, and I'm going to screw it up. Oh my god, no. Not a downhill. Not a downhill! Go f*** yourself!
Like I said, it wasn't designed with absolute intention for him to want to kill himself, but it ended up being the case, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. Now, this level here, I am shocked at how long it took them to do this, because when I designed this level, I was doing it perfectly every single time. Like, these door plunger parts, I was doing them without fail every single time, including getting to this moment here. Now, here's the interesting thing. Fresh came up with the way of baiting out the traps by plunging up and then coming back down. That was very smart of him. I was quite impressed by that when I was watching the live stream. So before I actually designed it, so you had to land it on here and then bait it out like that and then go through, bait it out, walk through, and then bait that out again, then go down to the bottom. So the reason why I had this end part be as difficult as it was because this part was so easy for me to complete. And when they couldn't complete it, I was like, oh, geez. Well, they're about to cry even more because of the level at the end, having to choose which trap's the right trap. Now, this level here, I'm so annoyed with it. It actually infuriates me because I didn't design this level. My roommate did, and he edited quadcrasher 2.0, and he knew that this level was the level that made Fresh quit. So he put it back in, but it was an absolute oversight. We both curated each other's levels to make sure that they all worked, but we both overlooked the fact that this was dead center in the middle, and you didn't actually have to turn the quadcrasher at all. All you had to do was press forward, and you'd get inside the door.
It's pretty easy because the quad's like set up perfectly.
Yeah, I know,
This level, I'm so annoyed with. It worked for Fresh. Fresh struggled on it. I'm happy about that. But for some reason, Elliot did it well. After I watched him do it, it occurred to me I am not good at strafe jumping myself. So I designed this level around my own skill level at strafe jumping, and it was a complete and utter oversight. I completely messed this up. It's actually really easy to strafe jump these. So, see, like, look at that. I did not actually realize how easy it was. I learned to strafe jump after I watched this, so I could design a strafe jumping level that was far harder than this one. So I've already started designing 2.0, and I've made these strafe jumps a ton harder to do. They are possible, and they are frame perfect. This one isn't frame perfect, and I didn't realize. I wrote this down, and it was embarrassing. I can't believe it, because he did it first go, and it says, I can't wait to edit this part of the video. If you break something, it stays in the video. I generally thought this was going to be a very, very hard level, and it was just due to my own incompetence of Deathruns that caused this to be an absolute and utter garbage failure. Now for the final level. This map here, Fresh spent an hour and a half on. I call that an accomplishment. I really do. This level wasn't actually designed by me or my roommate. My friend Zane, he's in some other videos that he's played with us. He joined in last second while we were making this map, and he's like, oh, can I design a map? And I said, well, do you want to design the final level? He saw those tiny little poles that we had at the start of the game and for levels 6 and 7. So he wanted to stick that in. He's like, I want people to impulse nade onto that. It was so small, we had to have an indicator on there, because when he spawned the level, you practically can't even see that rod in the air. It looks like just a graphical glitch. So we didn't want to be too mean, and we decided to stick the arrow there, so then it was obvious you had to land right on top of this little pole. So it's obvious to me Fresh is not used to impulse grenading. So if we design a level in the future around impulse grenades, I'll make sure to have this kind of reminiscent feature. But you have to impulse from that to another one to another one, so you have to impulse to it 3 times, and hopefully Fresh quits there. Zane designed this level. We completely forgot that Elliot is a master of max range impulse grenades. So he actually completed this level very, very easily, which sucked because I generally was hoping that it was going to be hard for him. Obviously, this part here, in reality, is the end of the death run, but as a meme, we decided to make just a quick little death run out of traps and doors to make him run through it. Now, he did spend a long time on this part. When you get to the very end, it takes you all the way through to the door gallery. We just thought it would be a funny meme, just to have a ton of doorways. It was really dumb. And then it ends on here. It says, it's been a journey, but like most good things, it comes to an end. Goodbye, Muselk. Doors for President 2020. And then it throws you off the map, and you have to respawn at the start of the game. And that is the Muselk Purgatory death run that I designed for him. It's frustrating because there were levels that he skipped through it, which he shouldn't have been allowed to skip through it. And I'm sure that if he hadn't skipped through them, he would have quit this map. And they were oversights. I will fix them in the 2.0 version of this map, and I am determined to make him quit. I'm so determined to make him quit. We made Fresh kind of quit on the bonus level, but we will make Muselk quit. It's gonna happen. Again, welcome to the channel, guys, from the Muselk channel. Enjoy your stay, and goodbye.